Hi, this is Heavenly Scribbles, Abba's favorite girl and your favorite girl. This is another episode of the Cutie Chronicles where we seek to share our quiet time with us just to inspire us to keep up with a consistent daily quiet time with the Lord. Looking forward to our comments, our shares, and our likes. Stay blessed as you listen to today's episode. In Mark chapter 3 verses 1 to 5, Jesus went to the synagogue on the day of the Sabbath. And when he went, as characteristic as it is of Jesus, as his addiction is to make those who are sick whole, to bring restoration to them that have lost hope, Jesus saw a man with a shriveled hand. And you see, the Pharisees knew this. They knew that this man's manifesto was to come to preach the good news to the poor, to heal those that were sick, to raise the dead. And so they were trying to set a trap for him because they knew that if he heals this man, they would say he has broken a law by working on the Sabbath, as it was supposed to be a day of rest. So after Jesus dealt with their hardened hearts, he asked the man to stretch forth his hand and then restored the withered hand or the shriveled hand. And for me, one key thing I want us to take home today is seeing as God sees. Yesterday we dealt with thinking as God thinks, and today we want to look at seeing as God sees. You see, it's very important that we see the way God sees, because it helps us believe right. It helps us grow in our faith. You see, when Jesus saw the man with the withered hand, he did not just see the withered hand. He saw that there was more than enough grace for that hand to be made completely whole. Therefore, he asked him to stretch forth his hands. What do we see when we face situations, even in our lives? What do we see when we go through hard times? You see, the man did as he was told, and he was restored. You just don't say stretch your hands to, in the normal, we will not do that. It's not something we do. It's because we do not see as Jesus sees. When we begin to see as Jesus sees, we realize that we take the steps of faith and the impossible becomes possible. And how do we see as Jesus sees? By going back to his word, to behold his word. And as we go by it day by day, it becomes part of us and we grow in faith so much that we are able to move into the miraculous. We are able to see as he sees on a daily basis. You see, when he sees diseases, when he sees lack, when he sees guilt, he sees addiction, he does not see the problem. He sees restoration, he sees health, he sees wholeness. And even he tells us in his word in 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9 that his grace is made sufficient for us and his strength is made perfect in our weakness. So you see, this is what he sees. Instead of him seeing weakness, he's seeing that his grace is made sufficient for us. He sees that his strength is made perfect in our weakness. And so I'm here to encourage us that we should learn to give our weaknesses, we should learn to give our failings to God, and he will transform us and make us strong. You see, what we believe is very powerful. What we see with our eyes is very powerful. You cannot prevent evil thoughts from coming to you, definitely, but you can prevent it from taking root in your heart, taking root in our whole entire being. You see, birds can come around your head, but you will decide if they can make a nest there or not. And so I want to encourage us today that as we fix our eyes on God's word, as we behold daily, we see as he sees, we think as he thinks, and definitely we live a life of victory. So I lift up a prayer for us from the book of Ephesians chapter 1 verses 18 going, that the eyes of our understanding will be enlightened, that we will know the hope of his calling, what the riches of his glory of his inheritance is in the saints, what is the exceeding greatness of his power to us as we believe, according to the working of his mighty power. As our eyes are being enlightened, the eyes of our hearts are being enlightened, we are able to see as he sees, and we are able to think as he thinks. Then our faith is increased. God bless us all, and on to the next episode. Bye.